Welcome, both of you. Good to see you.
Hello. Good to
Likewise.
see you. Good to see you.
And Eric, I feel so stupid because when I told you last week when we met that I would pick a later hour for you, I thought you were in US, but I forgot that you, of course, in Düsseldorf for the PreDrupa, right?
No, I'm still in the U.S.
Are you?
No,
Okay, I
David,
thought you were. Okay.
yeah. I'm Nick and I are actually at D-Scoop doing some customer videos with HP,
Fantastic.
along with Kevin Abergel, who is part of Tactiful, but also part of our team. So David Zwang and Adam DeWitz are in Dusseldorf covering that event. So no, I'm still in Indianapolis. It was 5 a.m. Martin when I had to get up. So
Okay, and I know you have been listening in during the day, and I didn't ask you and require you to be from the morning, so that's on your side, my friend.
no, for sure. And sorry, I crowded up the green room there for a minute. I
No,
had
no.
to jump
It
to.
was. I mean, I have to remember that next time I write out to people about it, just say that when you want to just listen into the official channels, and there is I actually thought that you could be in the waiting room without any problems, and then I realized because Andreas was writing to me, I cannot get on.
Yeah, and you were like, "Hey, Eric is in here." I'm like, "Oh crap!" I
Yeah.
see you.
And
It's good
Nick,
to be
good to see you. I guess that you guys are busy because I mean, official Drupa partner, what they think, daily Drupa. I mean, you're not making it easy for yourself, right? Are you?
Never.
Never.
It's such a exciting time, and this will be my first Drupa. You know, over the years, it's been, COVID blocked my last opportunity, but man, all the preparation and exciting partnerships, and I just think what a cool year for the industry, and just can't wait for what's around the corner.
But Nick, there's another reason, and that is because you are so young compared to me and Eric. So that is maybe the more important reason why you have not been at Drupa before, right? So
I perpetually, it's not fair to Nick, but I perpetually see him as like a college student. And I know because I think I'm not aging, I don't think he ages, but he's actually getting older. It's actually happening.
I can get
it's so funny with these things. But I'm happy to see you here. I was very pleased when you reached out, Eric, and asked if you could be part of this, and of course you can. We have two more shows. If you want to be part of that, you're more than welcome as well. On the 23rd and on May the 14th as well. As you wrote somewhere, I think it was in maybe one of my posts on LinkedIn, you said that it is really important to do something that benefit the industry, and sometimes you have to. I mean, the more information that we can share with people about Drupa, hopefully we can drive more interest at being at Drupa, right? Because that is, of course, the ultimate experience to come and see that. So I think it's great.
For sure. Yeah, that's always been a core philosophy of what they think is the first question that we really ask is, does this benefit the industry? We've always thought like, how do we make money, or how do we make hay out of it second? So we're always up for cooperating and collaborating. And as you know, our big thing is we are really trying to be, if you want to know something that's going on in the industry, if you come to what they think, that's what you'll do. So, and you guys are doing a phenomenal job of delivering that through the stories in video. So
We
appreciate all that.
try, but I mean, as I always say, that we are the smaller fish in this ocean, and I think a couple of things is, of course, that with the experience that what they think have is one thing, but also that it is like the go-to place when you have like news that you want to publish, because you have a platform that has been tailored for it, right? And therefore, I think it's just great that we have opportunities of working on different perspectives of the industry, because it would be a shame if we all did it the same way, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, guys, Eric, you wrote to me yesterday that let's start a little bit with you and talk about what can people expect from what they think. I saw you had a presentation, this is a couple of weeks ago, where you spoke about the Road to Drupa, the very first of the ones I saw at least, where you spoke about that. Maybe you can elaborate a little bit to the audience that are watching today. How would you manage to, or what will you do at Drupa?
Well, I mean, we're the official show daily partner, right? So we're gonna have a team of about 20 folks. We're gonna be in Hall 7, stand H1, I believe it is, Nick.
Yep.
And basically, we're gonna do what we've normally done, but we're adding this monster of a Drupa Daily print publication, right? So, right now we're planning to offer flexible production because we don't. In the past, they've just printed like 10,000 copies and dumped them out on the floor. But one of the themes of this Drupa is sustainability. So we've approached them with a flexible production model, which we're going to actually model past Drupa attendance and print a number of copies commensurate with how many people we think will show up that day, right? So we know historically.
Sorry, so does that mean that basically, let's say that on the first day the expected number is 3,844, then instead of printing 10,000, you print a little bit in that range and basically make sure that people get it at the entrance or something like that, or how does that work?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, because listen, Morten, it makes no sense. Typically,
I totally agree.
you want to make available about one copy per 3 attendees. That's usually the consumption rate that we've seen in the past. So, Messe Dusseldorf is our partner. Obviously, they know all of the numbers for past Drupas. They can tell us on this day this many people, on this day this many people. So we're targeting the production. So I will tell you, like day 3 is going to be the most available because that's when there's going to be probably 30-some thousand people there.
Is that
potentially on day 2 as well? It usually builds. Day 1. It's not as heavy as you would think, but obviously there's a lot of excitement. But by day 3, there's a lot of people there. And then that trails off. And then there's another bump in week 2. And then it trails off, right?
Okay. So you have like these curves basically.
Yeah, exactly.
You can see, okay, so is it typically like this, that, as you say, that first day, not so many, and then it goes up like the second and third day, and then it goes a little bit down to the weekend, or?
Yeah, I wouldn't say not so many the first day, but it ramps up on the second day, and it looks like the highest is on the third day. Now that's just we're just using 2016 numbers.
Yeah.
So obviously that rhythm could probably change, but at the end of the day, we're going to have about 68,000 total copies available. Each day is going to be different and new. We're changing the format a little bit to an A4 format. We wanted it to be a little easier to slip in a briefcase or a backpack. It's probably going to be around the 48-page range.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's going to be really cool. We also, content focus was one thing that we really wanted to bring. We wanted to add, as you know, a lot of show dailies are what we would probably say, maybe you and I would say in the media biz, like fluff. Like there's just not a lot of meat. So we're wanting to add a lot of meat. We're wanting to add thought leadership. We're wanting to have global media participation, a lot of perspectives from all over the world. And we really want to contextualize all of the announcements for the people that are there in terms of what does this mean? Okay, so-and-so announces whatever, so-and-so announces whatever, there's this new equipment, but what does that mean for you as a printer in your business? How can you use it? How can you leverage it? So that's the same kind of themes that we have on whattheythink.com that everybody's used to, have been for 20 years, is not just all the press releases. Obviously, we aggregate and curate all that stuff, but let's contextualize it into what does this news mean? Like what are you going to do with it? So we're going to try to bring that to the Drupa Daily, something that maybe has potentially been a weakness from the past, but we'll see.
Can I interrupt you very briefly? Because when I saw your first Road to Drupa, I thought it was actually a very super great idea, because as you said, if you normally have like 12, 13, 15 press releases a day, that is for most people something that you can consume and digest and figure out what you want to do with yourself. But you said that it was like between 80 and 100 is typically during the show. That is
It's insane.
impossible. So I think that digesting it and give people directions in advices is a super great idea. So congratulations. That so will that be in the Daily Drupa, or will that be on what they think, or both, or
Both, yeah,
okay,
yeah. So, a lot of that's the great thing about the exposure is that it's fantastic, right? There's gonna be we're gonna have the what they think distribution channel, also
Mhm.
Drupa.com, also the printed Drupa Daily. So
Mhm.
there's gonna be a lot, and also the app, the Drupa
Mhm.
app. So we're gonna be publishing all of that content through all of
Wow,
those different.
nice.
It's gonna
That's
be
great.
it's gonna be really good. And so I'll let Nick talk a little bit. We've got some other stuff happening with video.
Yeah, the video studio we're really excited about, as Eric mentioned, being in Hall 7 and using that as a terrific space, and also in context of Hall 7, who's around us, um, to really highlight a lot of different voices and welcome folks in there, and also having all the different copies of the daily. And the team that we're bringing over is quite extensive, and from early on, pre-show, during the show, the second wave, all the way through, it's really comprehensive, covering of the entire show, and we're excited.
Yeah, so Carrie Sherburn's going to be anchoring the Drupa Daily TV studio in Hall 7. So she's going to be super busy. She's a
I like
veteran
that
to the.
Drupa Daily TV studio. That I like. That's super
Yeah.
nice.
So she was not going to come to Drupa, but we were able to twist her arm and get her a really nice first class ticket and treat her like the diva that she is. But everybody's going to recognize Carrie's coverage because I remember the last Drupa we did together. I think she did a gauntlet of somewhere around 160 videos, and she did almost every interview in the studio.
That's
I
amazing.
don't understand how she does it, but we can't wait to have Carrie back there. It's going to be
I
really cool.
I can
The other cool. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I can tell you that was actually the very first time I met her, and the only reason I was so fortunate to get to meet her there was I think that Deborah Korn was doing the first Girly Awards in the U.S. And then I was thinking, okay, it could be fun to talk to some of the previous Girly Awards. And I remember I got into that studio space where she was sitting, and I said, "Can I ask you, a starstruck? Can I ask you a few questions about?" And the answer was cut into the, let's say, the celebration of the Girly Award, and I thought it was so cool because that was the first time. So I'm happy
Yeah,
that I mean I'm
super neat.
sad for you, Nick, because if she has to go first class, I guess that you have to go coach in order to balance the budget, right?
No, me.
No,
No, me.
Nick.
I'm sitting on the back of the plane so that Carrie can be there. But we listen. That leaders make sacrifices, Morton. That's what we do.
That's true.
But also, another really cool thing that we're doing is we are partnering with Cal Poly to bring several students from California and from the U.S. over to the Drupa show. An experience that I'm sure that they'll remember forever. Um,
Yeah.
and we're going to put them to work a little bit. We're going to have a few little tasks that they can do, be runners for us, or help out in some ways. But we're also going to give them plenty of time to walk around the show floor. And I hope you get to meet some of them because
That would be
there's some
nice. Yeah.
there's some fantastic young people in the U.S. that are really passionate about the printing industry. It's really neat to see.
Can I
So.
ask you a question? Because I heard it was a strange situation. I was in Berlin airport some months ago, and I was just sitting and having my dinner, and then there was I think she was a Latvian woman sitting next to me, and she asked me. We just accidentally got into talk, and she told her son was studying design, and that he was invited to Drupa as well, but he was from the design school in Riga. So I was just wondering, do you know if I mean Cal Poly is of course super interesting, but do you know if there's like more people that you might involve also from the young perspective into to some of the things you're doing, or do you know what Drupa is doing on that perspective, or
I don't know, but we're super open to it. I
yeah,
mean, if there are other opportunities, reach out to us. We'd love
mm, yeah.
love to have other cooperation. We'll work with students. It's all good.
Yeah, I was just about
Yeah,
to say that you're featuring the young people to the industry is important. I mean, Nick, you have been I would say, instrumental in being a young leader, also with your career with Heidelberg, and how you moved to Europe and moved back to the US and become. I mean, so I think it's important that we do what we can in order to support young people's interest in this industry, right? So I was just wondering, Eric, that maybe you knew about what Drupa was doing on this, because I was just surprised because I hadn't heard it before. So that was why I was just surprised.
No, sort of news to me. It's hard to follow all this stuff. There's so much stuff going on.
I mean, there's so many things. Yeah.
I know we're running out of time a little bit. I did want to shout out some people, some folks that have supported the Drupa Daily with their efforts. We've got some great sponsorship support: Canon, HP, Heidelberg, Kodak, Bops, Fujifilm, EFI, eProductivity Software, Coors, Landa, Kongsberg, Harrison Bruno, Riso, BW Paper Systems. We're really seeing a lot of people get behind the efforts of Drupa Daily, and yeah, we're super fortunate. We're gonna have fun. We haven't done it before, but as you know, since 2018, we've published a magazine 6 times a year that's has a circulation of about 33,000. So we're used to the print game, even though we're digital natives from 2000. We're learning print finally.
Eric, are you in America familiar with P.P. Longstocking?
Yes, I loved that as a kid.
And you know what you said, that I have never tried before, but that cannot be so difficult. So maybe that is the saying of everything here, right?
So, yeah, and if you say it fast, it's funny, right?
I can't say it fast because, as you know, my English sucks.
Wasn't that the theme song? I am Pippi Longstocking. If you say it fast, it's funny.
I have only the Danish version of it. I've never heard it in English before. So,
I guess they didn't translate
something now that maybe that you did. We have a first on English, and that is Erik Wessels singing. Wow, that's fantastic. Guys, it was super great to see you here, and I look forward to see you at Drupa. So thank you for your time here. Yeah. And if you, as I said, if you want to participate in the next ones, feel free.
Thank you so much.
We will definitely do that, Morten, because there's probably going to be more things that we can share the closer we get. There's some things that we're working on. So appreciate the opportunity.
Always. All right, but take care.
Bye-bye.
See you, everyone.